you doing? It is Dr. Stephanie, and I'm only going to be on here for a brief minute, but I wanted to talk a little bit about laziness because that's what I've been talking a little bit about this month. And I said I was going to come back on this second video and talk about a different way that I have defined laziness. And the reason I'm talking about it is because words are very powerful. And I have had several clients who have called themselves lazy. And it really is a very destructive way to think about ourselves. So I want to present an alternative view. So here are some new quotes that we can replace. Laziness is nothing more than the habit of resting before you get tired. I love that. Another quote. I will always choose a lazy person to do a difficult job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. Okay? It is all right to work smarter and not harder. So I am all about disarming the negative connotations of this word because this word has been weaponized to make us feel shame and to deny our humanity. We're supposed to be able to relax. We're supposed to be able to rest without feeling like we're lazy. So here is my little trick that I use for myself and that I use with my clients. And I take the word lazy, L-A-Z-Y, and instead of it being the typical definition of slothfulness, which we associate with sin and which we associate with poverty and being a bum, I say, okay, L-A-Z-Y. It can mean a few different things are going on. One of them could be lack of accountability, L-A, lack of zest, that's the Z, or lack of yearning. So the lack of accountability piece. Sometimes we feel that we can't get up and be as productive as we want to or do the things that we want to do. And it may just because we don't have an accountability structure in place. We are human beings and we're naturally going to gravitate towards where our energy wants to go. And if whatever we want to do is an uphill push, it takes more energy than we have, then we need some accountability. Whether that be a coach, whether that be a friend, whether that be our trusty calendar, that we write it in our schedule, that we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Sometimes that sense of laziness or not being able to push that boulder up the hill is just because we have no accountability. So when I look at it that way, then that's something that I can fix. So lack of accountability. The next one is lack of zest. Maybe we just do not have that zest, that fire, that excitement about what it is that we're going to do. So we're not lazy, we just don't have any excitement or fire about the task at hand. And sometimes we can create excitement and fire around it, and sometimes it's just a task that's not going to have excitement and fire, and we have to accept it. And we have to figure out what is it that we need to do in order to motivate ourselves to complete this task or to be more productive, because it actually is boring and it actually doesn't have any zest. Or we can sprinkle a little bit of zest onto it to make it easier for us to do. So we can ask ourselves, is it a lack of accountability? Is a lack of zest because it's just not a zesty task? Or the third thing, is it a lack of yearning? Do we really not have the yearning or desire to do it? If so, why not? Maybe it's because it's not something we're supposed to be doing. Maybe we are not called to complete this task. Maybe it's something that we need to delegate and we don't have to do ourselves. Or maybe it's not in alignment with our purpose. Or maybe it's not bringing us closer to where we want to be. So once we ask ourselves, is there a lack of yearning? That's a pretty deep question. And then we get to ask ourselves more questions so that we can dig a little bit deeper to come up with the answer. So when I might think to myself, oh my gosh, I'm being so lazy. I am just laying in this bed. My to-do list is 10 feet long. I have all of these things to do, and I'm not doing any of them. I ask myself a few questions. Lack of motivation can be due to stress, overwhelm. Overwhelm is often what it is, especially if my to-do list is 10 feet long. It can be because the task is hard. So where's the lack of motivation coming from? And if I think that I feel lazy, I break it down. Is it lack of accountability? I need some accountability. I need to call up a friend and be like, hey, I remember when I was trying to get my credentialing for my life coach as a professional certified life coach. I had to partner with a good girlfriend who was doing the same, and we had to hold each other accountable to doing the studying. I'm studying for another certification now, and I don't have that accountability structure, and it is taking me quite a bit of time. I am being what some people might consider lazy about it. So after I get done with this video, I am going to contact someone else who's doing the same credentialing, and I'm going to ask if she'll be my accountability buddy on this, because I need that accountability in order to push through this task. So lack of accountability, lack of zest. It's just boring and not interesting. Sometimes that's the case, and you still have to get through it. So find a way to make it more zesty. Or lack of yearning. And why is it? Why is there a lack of yearning? Maybe it's not your task to be doing. So I hope that helps you redefine the L word, which we sometimes refer to as lazy, because none of us needs to be judged as lazy, because none of you are lazy. I know you aren't. We can choose to define it however we want that serves us best. I hope that's helpful. All right, talk to you next time. Bye-bye.